Information tonight about plans to reopen businesses in Johnson County, Kansas. The stay-at-home order will remain in effect until May 11th. KMBC 9's Bianca Beltran reports they voted down an effort to open up on Monday with the rest of the state.
It is our opportunity to join with the leadership of Jackson, Wyandotte County.
Just hours after announcing a coordinated effort to keep stay-at-home orders in effect through May 10th, the Johnson County Board of Commissioners faced a challenge to reopen sooner.
And we're holding our citizens hostage. We are doing damage to them economically. We're hurting human beings and businesses just so we can be pretty and line up with a bunch of others in the metropolitan area.
During a virtual special session, Commissioner Mike Brown urged a vote to reopen on May 4th, conflicting the health officer's executive order. Those involved with the county task force argued they're not ready to reopen so soon.
We still don't have enough tests and PPE. The federal government has failed us miserably in those areas. So we have to go slow so that we can protect the health of people in Johnson County.
After intense debate,
Point of order.
The motion failed 3-4, narrowly avoiding the issue from going to court. So on May 11th, Johnson County will be in line with the state's plan. That means personal services like salons, gyms, bars, and outdoor playgrounds will have to wait until Phase 2 to open. Bianca Beltran, KMBC 9 News.
In Kansas, Phase 2 of the reopening plan would begin no earlier than May 18th. Phase 1 of the Kansas reopening begins Monday. The statewide stay-at-home order will be lifted and mass gatherings of 10 or fewer people will be allowed. Now, if you live in Johnson County or Wyandotte County, your stay-at-home orders have been extended for another week until May 11th. Kansas City, Missouri will allow businesses to reopen on May 15th under a 10-10-10 rule. Only 10% of the building or 10 people will be allowed inside a business, whichever is greater. Anyone staying longer than 10 minutes will have to sign in. Jackson County is also waiting to May 15th before businesses can reopen. Clay, Cass, and Platte counties will reopen on Monday. Like much of the state of Missouri, businesses will be allowed to reopen with limitations on occupancy. Kansas City, Missouri restaurant owners say they have a better idea than limiting the capacity at restaurants. They're proposing fewer tables set further apart, 6 feet from each other. So you could still have a table of 4 and then another table 6 feet away.
You might have to take a number of tables out of your dining room and reset it so that everything's set up 6 feet apart.
Places that have booths will probably just use every other booth. Teal told Mayor Quinton Lucas about the plan. Lucas says he understands, but decisions will be driven by the virus data more than anything else. Restaurants are pushing against parts of the mayor's 10-10-10 plan, saying they can't survive on 10% of their dining capacity. So what's the case for limiting businesses, and could the recommendations change soon? KMBC 9's Brian Johnson has answers from Kansas City's top health expert.
We're caught between a rock and a hard place.
Physical versus economic health. After weeks under stay-at-home orders, some question if the medicine is worse than COVID-19.
I feel for every one of these businesses. I was one of the first ones to oppose even using the term non-essential business.
Dr. Rex Archer is the director of the Kansas City Health Department.
We're going to have a very difficult next 2 years.
He says they are easing restrictions not because the risk is less, but because hospital beds are available and more contact tracers are ready.
We're going to get a resurgence. We're going to get a second wave.
So why only 10% in each restaurant?
The mayor and I have had conversations, and we may refine this some more. It may be that what we do is say, okay, no, you need 10 feet between tables.
Health experts say masks are essential because they help prevent the spread of disease in people who don't feel sick but are. One challenge for restaurants, you can't eat while wearing a mask.
We're trying to be too optimistic on being able to open when we don't have the safety measures in place to be able to prevent another wave.
Dr. Archer says it's documented that people with COVID-19 who feel fine have sickened others at restaurants. After years of underfunding public health, he says it's time to invest.
We either learn from this or we don't, or we'll be talking about economic depressions all the time.
Brian Johnson, KMBC 9 News.
For Mother's Day this year, Kansas City restaurants will not have dine-in. The holiday is May 10th and dine-in returns May 15th. The city plans to hire more contact tracers in the coming weeks to prevent major outbreaks from happening. Douglas County, Kansas announced in-house dining at restaurants will be prohibited through May 17th. Restaurant carryout, drive-through, and delivery services are still allowed, just as they were under the stay-at-home order. A major development tonight in treating COVID-19. U.S. regulators are approving the first drug. It is called remdesivir. A government-sponsored study found it shortened the recovery time for hospitalized coronavirus patients from 15 days to 11 days. The drug maker is donating its current stock and ramping up production to make more. Tonight, we do have a silver alert out of Leawood, Kansas. 85-year-old Paul Gene Woolner was last seen at his home at 129th and Mission Road at 1:15 this afternoon. Woolner suffers from Alzheimer's, diabetes, and other medical issues. He was driving a black 2008 Ford Explorer Sport Track with Kansas license plate VOX237. If you see him, call the Leawood Police Department at 913-642-7700. Temperatures in the 80s this weekend. First Alert Chief Meteorologist Brian Busby says there is a chance for storms, too.
There is, as a matter of fact, but I think we're going to be mild, especially as the wind flow, although it's a little lighter than it was earlier, still coming in from the south, and that's going to keep those temperatures nice and toasty. 70s for most of us, right at 70 for Tonganoxie. Middle 70s from Grandview toward Blue Springs, up toward Independence. 68 degrees already down in Gardner. And as you look at the entire Midwest, definitely very warm out to the south and west of us near Wichita. Still at this hour close to 80 degrees. But what we're going to do is focus our attention out over the west. You can see some of the rain coming in across the western high plains and also a little patch near Amarillo. It's going to keep it dry for most of your Saturday, but this represents our chance of rain coming in late Saturday and then another chance coming in on Monday too. We'll definitely check out that in the 9-day forecast straight ahead.
This is a look at daily coronavirus cases. Going back to March, Kansas reported 211 new cases today. The state has a total of 4,400 cases and 130 deaths. The majority of the cases are in Wyandotte County. Missouri has 273 new cases. The state has 7,800 cases and 337 deaths. And more than half of the cases in Missouri are in the St. Louis area. A big jump of cases at the Kansas State Prison in Kansas. 250 inmates have tested positive for COVID-19. 86 cases are staff. The sharp increase is after the prison tested 250 people earlier this week in an open dormitory. The prison now plans to test all inmates for COVID-19. And you can track the curve of COVID-19 cases in Missouri and Kansas on our website. We update these numbers daily. Just go to KMBC.com, click Coronavirus Track the Curve. With so many people out of work and food banks busier than ever, there's a local group working to meet the need. And as our Chris Kess reports tonight, it's a group making sure excess food doesn't go to waste.
Laura, good evening to you. We are talking about food that might otherwise just end up in the garbage. For the last few years, a group called After the Harvest KC actually takes volunteers into farm fields not all that far from Kansas City, collecting what is left in those fields and bringing it back for needy families right here in Kansas City.
This is an essential business, and so it's really important to us that we continue to get healthy food to people that are hungry.
That's After the Harvest volunteer coordinator Mariah Friend. They've been at this for 6 years. They collected 3.5 million pounds of food just last year, fresh produce that otherwise just would have ended up in a landfill.
Anything that they have in their field that's excess, that for whatever reason, maybe they don't have time to harvest it all, maybe it's not the best for market, maybe it's funny looking, something like that. We work with volunteers to go in and get every last bit out of the field.
Aside from going to area farms, they also bring in unsold food from stores outside of Kansas City.
We also work with harvesters to bring in semi-truckloads of food all year round from other places in the United States, food that we can't grow here, food that we can't grow in quantity here, and that's also donated. The last couple of months, we've actually been able to bring in about 10 truckloads of cucumbers, pineapple, oranges, apples. So, our mission is really focused on healthy, fresh produce.
So whatever is left over, whether it's a farm, whether it's in a store, whether it's in a warehouse, there's a pretty good chance it could end up here in Kansas City helping needy families. They even go to farmers markets in the Kansas City area over the weekend, picking up what is left over there. This is a group that is driven by volunteers and by donations. And if you're interested in helping this group, After the Harvest KC, Go to my KMBC Facebook page. Laura, back to you.
Thank you, Chris. Since the group began its work in 2014, After the Harvest KC has collected 19 million pounds of leftover food to help feed needy families in Kansas City. Missouri colleges and universities are getting an additional $25.5 million in aid. This newest round of funding helps historically black colleges as well as schools with a large number of lower income students. The money will help pay for distance learning technology. The University of Missouri is impacted by the coronavirus. The school system is losing $17 million in state funding. So MU is making cuts in wake of the budget shortfall. The school is laying off 49 people. It's also enforcing pay cuts for faculty members, system leaders, and administrators. Those pay cuts should save the school about $2.3 million. So far, no furloughs are planned. Tonight, federal stimulus money to fight the COVID-19 pandemic is in question in Clay County after some late-day dramatics. Late this afternoon, Clay County Presiding Commissioner Jerry Nolte signed a document to send to the state treasurer. But he added on the document he has concerns about the way the county will distribute the federal money. That set off a standoff with county staff and cities depending on more than the $29 million. Earlier today, Nolte and an assistant county administrator went back and forth about the process to approve the money after Nolte said he only had hours to review the spending.
Staff responded to inquiries from commissioners who are interested in working with commission staff on this particular project.
So the fact that I was unaware that you were, I was unaware you were doing this, so I did not ask because I didn't know that's what you were doing.
Our investigative team will be working through the weekend to see if the state treasurer will accept the document.